All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mary and Z and everyone for being here. Okay, so today we are working with the air element. We're going to get started right away. The air element, if you have, you might want to use, if you have a blanket and a bolster, you might want to use that. We're going to do camel. So we're going to be standing like this, and maybe want to blanket under your knees. Also, we're going to do child's pose, which is this pose. And sometimes it's nice to put a bolster here to open up the knee joint a little bit. So if you have that handy, you could, if you wanted to, use it. All right. Air element. Air element is heart and lungs. Heart and lungs. So my teacher, or like the body consists of two parts. Like we have the right side of the body, the left side of the body. We have two legs, two arms, two lungs, one heart. So my understanding is like there are two, and we have two pelvic halves that come together. So we have two halves coming together. And then there is a midline. And it's interesting to start thinking about what organs, what parts of my body are on the midline, and what parts are like pairs. Like we have a pair of lungs. We have kidneys. We have two legs. We have like some things are two and some things are one. And just start to think about how the body is divided and also integrated. The heart and the lungs work together. So the lungs are, if you wanted to, you could imagine that your forearms are your lungs. And when we flex and extend, there's a gentle movement in the lungs. So when we fold forward, the lungs kind of glide in front of the heart and protects the heart. And then when we open up, the lungs kind of slides behind the heart, so the heart can rest back and rise. Rest and rise. We don't try to break open the heart. We don't try to push the heart forward. We want the heart to feel supported by the lungs so it can rest back and therefore soften, open up, and rise up towards the sun. We talked about flowers here earlier. I think flowers, or I think the nature is amazing when you start to really look at it. So imagine a seed. Some of the seeds are like, they're like curling up. This little green thingy starts growing up, and it kind of curls open. It curls open, and then it turns towards the side, towards the sun, trying to find the sun. And we can, if we want to, we can imagine being that flower, starting as a little seed and then curling up, unfolding, rest back, and then rise up towards the sun. I find a lot of guidance in nature, like, and then I can apply that to my body. The color is green in the heart chakra or air element, and the chakra is heart chakra. So now we're coming up towards, so earth, water, fire are like the downward grounding elements, and then air and space are upward lifting, getting a little bit lighter and airier. Start flying a little bit. Okay, so let's come to a seat. Find your feet, allow the feet to connect to the floor and earth. So even though we're focusing on air today, all the elements are always there. We just focus on one because it's kind of easier to learn, like one little piece at a time, and then we put it together. Hands on your knees. Notice the sitting bones on the chair, or if you're on a mat. Pit of the belly goes in and up, supporting the spine. The spine is rising up. The root in between your sitting bones is going into the ground, holding us, keeping us here on earth. The tailbone is free. The tailbone is free. The tail, sacrum, and the vertebral column, that's like the spine. Neck is long, crown of the head. You can imagine that you have a little magnet on top of your head, and that's holding you, suspending you from above. Okay, so let's do a breathing exercise here. So if you wanted to, you could bring awareness back to your two sitting bones. You could, if you wanted to, draw a line between the sitting bones, and somewhere on that line, like in the middle of that line, is your root. The root is going straight down, keeping you here on earth. So it's one force that's keeping you and another force that lifts you up. Now bring awareness back to your two sitting bones and imagine how you inhale in through the sitting bones, up through both lungs, and then exhale out through the nostrils. So inhale through the sitting bones, lungs. Exhale through both nostrils. If this doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. Just imagine the idea. And what really happens, not so important. Not for now. So inhale up through the sitting bones, lungs. Exhale through the two nostrils. And then try that a few times on your own. Maybe if you wanted to, you could even add that image of the seed that kind of curls. It starts like a curl and then it uncurls on the inhale, uncurls on the inhale, rests back, rises up towards the sun, and then exhale and go back down in the fall. And then in the spring, it comes back up. It inhales, rises up, exhale, and come down. And then we start again. Inhale, uncurl, rest and rise. Exhale, release back to the ground. You go on a vacation and then you come back in the spring. Okay, another idea. So the midline, that's where the central core is. And then we have the lungs that are on either side of the midline. So the lungs protects and supports. It protects and supports. Also, what the lungs can do, it can help to twist or spiral. So when we twist and spiral, you could, if you wanted to, you could think about how do the lungs help me twist and turn, or creating spirals that more. Same thing, if you look in nature, all their spiral, it's amazing. Or I think it's amazing. I think you guys agree with me. All right, coming back into our chair, find the sitting bones, and then just gently shifting from side to side, and then start making circles. Notice how you're using the feet to keep your balance, pushing and pouring, and then go the other way. Coming to stillness. Exhale, round the back. Inhale for your cow spine. Exhale, round. Inhale. Maybe notice how the the lungs are moving. Sometimes it protects the heart. Sometimes it supports it. Or sometimes it holds the heart, and sometimes it supports it. All right, coming back to neutral. You could bring your arms up in cactus. Imagine that the forearms are your lungs, and then gently twisting from side to side. And notice, how do the lungs help me to do this motion? Instead of twisting, you could think about this as a spiral. Notice how the feet are involved. So when I'm going to the right, my left foot is pushing into the floor, and I create a spiral from the left all the way up to that leg, and my right lung is bringing me back, and the left lung is kind of pulling me forward. Exhale. And go the other side. My right foot is pushing into the floor. I'm creating this spiral in my body. And if I were a flower, the sun would be somewhere behind me, and I'm trying to turn towards the sun. All right, and then start swimming forward, waking up the shoulders, and then go the other way. Okay, now bring the arms out in like airplane, warrior 3. Now we're gonna go flying, and we're gonna turn. So if I wanna turn, so I'm gonna bring my awareness to the right side. So bring awareness to the right side. Inhale into the right lung. That's gonna expand and bring that arm up. And I'm gonna turn to the left if I were an airplane or a bird. Exhale, come back, and then go to the other side. Inhale into your left lung. That's gonna expand and take you to the right if you were a bird. So play with that one more time. And then put the hands in your back pockets. Bring the elbows towards each other. Imagine how those lungs are kind of gliding behind the heart. The heart can rest back into the lungs, and the spine is actually moving forward, holding the heart too. And then the heart can open up and rise towards the sun. Pit of the belly goes in and up. I want to keep my power within me until I'm ready to release it. And then we receive and we give. We receive and give. If I'm only receiving, I'm not feeling good. If I'm only giving, I'm not feeling good. It has to be a balance between the receiving and the giving. Or when there is a balance, balance is what we're looking for. And we notice when things are balanced. We feel it. Okay, bring the feet together, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So Tadasana feet. And then we're going to do the sequence that we always do, lifting up that right knee, opening up the hip joint, water element. And then finding seated pigeon. This is also water element. Sitting up tall, tall, tall. You can always put the hands in between your toes if you'd like. I'm using my right elbow to push that knee out slightly, keeping the hip square like warrior 1. Maybe leaning forward a little bit. Just notice what's going on today. What kind of day is it today? Preparing myself for the day. And then bring the knees together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn to the right. Now, bring your awareness to your left foot, or the foot on your ground. That's my left. I'm going to push into that gently, and then creating that spiral in my body, and look behind me. My right lung is kind of pulling me back, and the left lung is kind of pushing me forward a little bit. Coming a little bit deeper into this spiral. If I wanted to, I could inhale into that left leg, or left foot, all the way up through the leg and into the core or the lungs. And then release. Right arm go, or whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give myself a hug. Feel the lungs on the back of your body. Breathe into it. Some gentle rocking. And then finding eagle arms. Maybe bringing the hands a little bit higher, coming into a little bit of a back bend. Notice how the heart is resting and rising. And then let that bird fly and coming back. Okay, other side. The mantra I have chosen to work with today is, I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. That's a tricky mantra, or I find it tricky because I don't mind receiving things that I judge as good. I just don't want the bad stuff. And to see the bad stuff as a gift and a blessing, if I can do that, my life is better. Okay, glide the legs together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring awareness to that foot on the ground. For me, that's my right foot. I'm pushing into that. I'm pushing into the ground. And that helps me to spiral a little bit more. And the lungs are helping me to come a little deeper into that spiral so my face can find the sun that's behind me. And my heart is resting and rising. And then releasing that. Left arm goes under, give yourself a hug. Gentle rocking, breathe into your hands, getting some of that breath into the back part of the lungs. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. And then finding eagle arms. Fingers are going out towards the sky. There's a slight back bending. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, let that bird fly up. Okay, let's move up to standing. So both feet on the floor, transferring the weight forward and up. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step back to plank pose. We've done it many times before. Find your strength here in plank pose. Plank can be fire or it can be earth. Maybe use your feet to move back and forth a few times. Sometimes the tailbone is leading or the heels are leading, and sometimes the crown of the head is leading. It's like a dance. And then eventually bend elbows and knees, coming into water. Move back and forth a few times, and eventually finding down dog. Okay, pour your weight into the left foot, right knee bends, right heel comes off the floor. And then lift that knee, step it forward. Release the back knee down, untuck the toe. I'm holding on to the chair. Bring the shoulders behind, the shoulder blades behind you. The lungs go behind you, sliding behind the heart so the heart can open up, or rest and rise. Looking a little bit higher now. We're going higher. Inhale, arms up and out to that airplane. Inhale into the right lung. Exhale back. Inhale to the left. Exhale back. And then place the hands in your back pockets. Elbows come together. Let that heart rest and rise. Rest and rise. Release the hands back to the chair. Tuck the toes behind you. Straighten both legs if you can. Bend everything and step back to down dog. Other side. Pour the weight into the right foot. Left heel comes off the floor. Lift that knee and step it forward. Release the back knee down. Untuck the toe. Right hip flexor is opening up. Hands are still on the chair. I like to keep my knee resting against the chair. Looking up a little bit higher. Inhale, arms up. Exhale out into airplane. Inhale into that left lung. That wing comes higher. Exhale back. Inhale to the right side. That wing comes higher. Exhale back. And then placing the hands in your back pockets. Elbows come together. Lungs are gliding behind the heart. The heart can rest and rise. Rest and rise. And how high am I willing to take my gaze? Release the hands back, tuck the back toes, straighten both knees. Bend everything, push back to down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. All right. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Pour the weight into the left foot. Right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, finding warrior two. Now, place the hands on your legs. Look at that back foot. Imagine how you're inhaling in through that right foot, up through the leg and the right lung. That side of the body is going to be lighter. My left side is heavy, grounded into the earth. The right side is going to be lighter and lighter, and we're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana. Placing my left hand on the chair, getting some help from that back leg, pushing off, and the right side of my body becomes light. Breathing in through that right heel, all the way up to the leg and right lung. Bend the left knee, place the right foot back. Turn to face the chair. And then move forward into warrior 3, or like an airplane. Maybe taking the arms off. Hands on the chair, step back together. Inhale for flat back, exhale, fold, inhale all the way back up, exhale down the midline. Other side, inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Pour the weight into the right foot, left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, finding warrior 2. Place the hands on your legs. Look at that left foot. Create a long line. Inhale through that left foot, left leg, left lung. My right side of the body is heavy, grounded into earth. Left side becomes light. Place that hand on the chair. Get some help from that to push from that back leg. And then push into or fly into Ardha Chandrasana. One part of my body is heavy, the other is light. Bend the standing leg, come back. Hands on the chair, turn towards the chair. And then transfer your weight into warrior 3. Hands come back, step together, inhale, exhale, fold, inhale all the way back up, exhale down the midline. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. And release. Okay, now we're going to do camel pose and child's pose. So I'm going to place my blanket there just to make it a little bit soft on my knees. Hands on your chair, release the knees down. Keep the toes tucked. You can stay here. You can place the hands in your back pockets. Or you can reach one heel and look at that heel. And come back up. Stay in neutral for a moment. And then find the other heel. Hips are pushing towards the chair. Come back up. And if you wanted to, you could find both heels. Hips are pushing towards the chair. This is an easy pose to get into. It's hard to get out. And getting out, use the core. Pit of the belly goes into in and up, in and up, in and up. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Coming up. Okay, child's pose. I'm going to use a bolster behind my knees. Untuck the toes. Sitting back, hands on the chair, forehead on my arms. Inhale, come back up. Tuck the toes, hands on the chair, bend everything, use your core, yield into earth, push back into down dog. Inhale, look forward, exhale, jump. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. And release that. And then we're going to move into the Yoga Nidra part of the practice this morning. So finding a way that works for you. It could be seated. I prefer to do it laying down. Using a bolster under my knees. Maybe put on socks. You're going to be laying down for 30, 25 minutes. And you might get cold. And as you know, this is a guided meditation. So I am suggesting places for you to go. You do not have to follow me. If I'm taking you to a place where you don't want to go, you just say, well, thank you, but no, thank you. And I'm going to go somewhere else. There is this idea of an inner sanctuary. That's a place of peace and safety in us that's always available. And if I take you to a place where you don't want to go, you can go to your inner sanctuary. And the mantra that I'm choosing to work with today is, I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. You can choose to work with the same one, or you can pick a different one. All right, so let's get started. Let your body sink down into the floor. Feel the earth underneath you, holding and supporting you, rising up to softly cradle you. At this time, nothing else matters. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Remain still for deep nourishment. Repeat these words in your mind. I am awake and aware. I am awake and aware. Now, imagine yourself in a sacred place that feels peaceful and friendly, protected and supportive. It may be outside in nature, somewhere inside, or an imaginary place. This is your inner sanctuary. Feel yourself here and begin to see all the details around you. The light, the colors, any objects. See yourself in this protected place, sensing the comforting energy, supportive, calm, and protected. At any time during practice, you can guide yourself back here. If anything feels odd or too intense, go back to your inner sanctuary. Your inner sanctuary is always here. It is a part of who you are. Become aware of your upper body. Notice breath in your heart space, the easy rise and fall of breath in your chest. Now go inward, deep inside, and listen. Listen to your heart. Deep listening. What does it say? What is your heart's deepest longing? What does your heart desire? Your heart may speak in words, colors, songs, images, or something else. Allow your heart to speak its truth. From your heart's longing, create a positive statement in present tense as though it's already happening. Now, state your heart's wish 3 times to yourself as the truth. Bring your awareness to your belly. Notice the expansion on the inhale and the soft release on the exhale. Navel rising on the inhale, yielding to earth on exhale. From your navel center, bring awareness to your lower belly, pelvis, right hip, right upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot. Notice the right calf, back of knee, hamstring, and pelvis. Notice your left hip, left upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot. Notice the left calf, back of knee, left hamstring, and pelvis. Bring awareness to lower belly, navel center, solar plexus, lower ribs, lungs. Sense heart space. Heart center. Notice your throat center. Right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, palm of the hand. Bring awareness back to throat center. Notice your left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, palm of the hand. Bring awareness back to throat center. Feel your neck, back of the head, crown of the head. Feel your forehead. Notice your mind's eye. Become aware of your eyes. Feel your eyes as color, as radiant wisdom receiving sight. Bring awareness to nose. Feel the tip of the nose. Notice breath passing through the nostrils. Right nostril. Left nostril. Both nostrils. Receiving smell. Shift your attention to your ears. Witness your ears hearing, receiving sound. Notice your mouth. Observe sensation in your mouth. Receiving taste. Become aware of the right side of the body. Now feel left side of the body. Feel back body, side of the body facing the ground, back body. And now feel front body, side of the body facing the sky, front body. Now feel right arm and left leg. Right arm and left leg together. Now feel left arm and right leg. Left arm and right leg together. Feel whole body now. All parts together. All together as a whole. Feel your whole body. Follow the flow of your natural breath. Notice the inhale, feel the exhale. Now imagine breath in the right side of your body. Inhale up through your right heel, leg, and lung. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale into heel, leg, and lung. Exhale through nostril. Now switch your awareness to the left side of the body. Inhale up through your left heel, leg, and lung. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale into left heel, leg, and lung. Exhale through nostril. This time, inhale up through both heels, legs, and lungs. Exhale through both nostrils. Now imagine your body sinking, slowly sinking through warm air. like a cloud filled with water, sinking heavy towards the earth. Now imagine your body floating in cool air, like a feather floating and swirling. Imagine your body floating up towards the sky. This time, imagine bodies sinking and floating at the same time. You open your eyes slowly, waking up from a short nap in the garden. You feel the soft grass underneath you, holding and supporting you. A tall tree with wide branches shades you from the bright sun. The green leaves move gently in the wind, letting through just enough glittering light. White clouds move in the blue sky. They change, expand, and break open. One cloud catches your attention. You observe it with a curious mind. Notice the movement and form. What does it say? You decide to roll over to one side. There is a curling fern, so perfect and beautiful. Slowly it unfolds, rests back to rise towards the sun, ready to give and receive. You place your hands on the ground, yielding into earth to push yourself up to a seated position. You have a different perspective from here. The garden is filled with flowers. Some are nodding bells. Others are colorful circles. And a few are still waiting to fully bloom. You stand up. With the bare feet, you follow a winding path. Your hands touch the tall grasses, tickles your palms. You reach out your arms to choose some of the flowers. There is plenty, enough for everyone to create a beautiful bouquet of colors, shapes, and fragrances. There is a house ahead. You notice the walls, the windows, and the chimney. The path turns into a stone walk. There are a few steps up to the front door. You can stay right where you are, or you can move to the next level. You decide to continue. You lift your right foot up one step, then your left. With steady feet, you walk towards the front door. With soft hands, you gently touch the green door. It swings wide open. You step over the threshold and enter a room of light and love. You breathe easy here. You close your eyes and notice your lungs filling with clean air. You feel lighter. The floor releases your feet and you move into the space above you. Higher and higher up. Soon your head pushes through the forgiving clouds. You lay down on your belly, looking over the edge, down onto the ground. The house looks smaller from here. You see someone walking in the kitchen, reaching for a vase to put the flowers in. It's a child. With an aching heart, you look at the scene. The child stops and with a touch of hesitation, raises the gaze and searches the sky. Your eyes meet. You recognize each other. The child smiles and waves. You smile and wave back. Your heart can rest and rise. All is good. You leave the peaceful child and look ahead. Supported by clouds, you can go anywhere you'd like. Your flying skills are getting better. Far ahead, you see a mountain range. You are eager to get there. You move faster. From behind, large birds are catching up with you. Effortlessly, they pass you. They nod and smile, slowly flapping their wide wings. You admire their elegant flight in the thin air. You follow them right into the snow-capped mountains. The flight goes up over tops, down into valleys. You lean left and right, skillfully avoiding sharp cliffs and finally landing on a meadow. The birds are waiting for you. They look at you and smile. You are exhausted and happy. You take a big breath in, filling your lungs with compassion. The birds open the circle to make room for you. You smile and accept. You step into the circle as your heart rests and rises with love. You receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. Peace is restored. Now remember your heart's longing, the positive statement you set at the beginning of practice. Repeat it 3 times to yourself as though it's already happening. Let this truth fill every cell of your body. Now notice all the space around you. Sense the space within you. Feel a sense of calm confidence, whole and complete. Notice that part of you that is the witness, the one who has observed your body, breath, and journey. And now begin to notice thoughts and feelings flowing through your awareness again. Notice your breath. Feel its rhythm and pace. Invite your breath to deepen now. Feel yourself reawakening. Become aware of your body, your physical body resting on earth. Now wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side, a slow awakening. Slowly roll to your left hand side. Press your hands into the floor and come up to a comfortable seated position. Lengthen your spine. Take a full breath in and let it go. And bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I receive each moment of life as a gift and a blessing. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank you, inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Allow the eyes to slowly open. Raise your gaze. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.